Welcome to the Tell and Grow Your Business. I'm Muted Abdibwale. It's a beautiful Wednesday again. And
Yes.
today, as always, we've got a beautiful, distinguished guest here, who is going to be talking to us about the 3 mistakes that can stop your success in business in 2019. Wow, is that not amazing? Okay, I've got Jennifer Beaumont-Whyte with me today.
Hi.
Jennifer, did I get that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Most people get my last name wrong. They pronounce it boo or bow, but you got it right first time. Beaumont. Yeah, Jennifer Beaumont-Whyte. So yeah.
Good. So Jennifer is the founder of the Business Love Academy and the Soul Conscious Entrepreneurs and the creator of the Ignite Your Brilliance Inner Circle coaching membership. She has over 3 decades of experience in her own business and key management roles with major companies. So she's a big deal on this program today. She's going to be giving us, great insights on the 3 mistakes that people do that could actually stop their success in the year. And this is coming at a very good time. Remember, it's the beginning of the year. I mean, it's still the first month. And times like this, the tensions are rising. You've done your New Year's resolutions, goal setting, planning, and you're all set. You want things to change. You want the business to be better. You want to make more money, get more clients, have that transformation, live that beautiful life. Those things you didn't meet, you didn't make and achieve in 2018. You are really, really ready and you want to go for it. But unfortunately, in this kind of rush and desperation, we miss some key ingredients, some pieces that we should actually incorporate into us achieving the goals and the success that we really want. So this is what Jennifer will be talking about on this program. I cannot introduce her enough, so I'm going to give it on to Jennifer so she can introduce herself to you. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for coming on the show. I'm really, really delighted. Thank you so back to you now. You want to introduce yourself to us and let us know who you are, what you do, and what actually got you here. Thank you.
Well, I was, as you said, you got my name right, Jennifer Beaumont-Whyte, and I help business owners, especially soul-conscious entrepreneurs, to move from being stuck to being irresistible and having irresistible success, and lift their confidence so that they can actually get the business and the lifestyle and life that they actually want for themselves. And the way that I do that is I coach and I run a membership club. I run events. I've got books, some ebooks that I've got as well. And I started at age of 18 when I've had my first business. I was a freelance hairdresser after doing my apprenticeship, and I went out on the road and I was going from house to house and doing fashion shows and all sorts of different interesting things, magazines and things like that. And then I met my husband-to-be. We got married, and then 5 years later, I was 23 when I had my first son, and he had asthma. And I didn't want him to have anything to do with the big pharma or chemicals or anything. I wanted him to build up his own immune system. So I went into the bookshops and I came across the self-help books and everything. And then I came across life coaching. And when I started reading about life coaching, I thought, actually, that's exactly how I work. That's how I operate when I'm with my students or my staff. It's like, well, that's how I work. I tend to ask questions and give them their own empowerment. Ask them how they would do it and how would they want to, to run their job role or, be as a student. So I started getting into life coaching, and then I was using that within my businesses and within the companies that I've been working with, especially the big companies I work with, and change those businesses around by actually working with the staff more than the strategy for the business, because people always want to be noticed and loved and recognized. And a couple of the companies I've been in, they weren't being recognized, they were being treated like fodder. So I was in charge of their sales team, and I made them feel as if they had some empowerment in their job role. And we took the, one company from, I think it was 500,000 to over 1 million within about 10 months. And another company, we got a huge, big government contract by helping the, getting the staff to get through their health and safety, which they were reluctant to do. They just weren't doing it. And then, got them psyched up and motivated to get this thing done. So we're going to have a fantastic time. And they got through and we got this big contract. So I'm always about working with the person and personal development of the business owner or whoever I'm working with, not so much rather, but we get to the personal development first. Who you are, why you're here, what are you about, what do you want? Then we match that to the plan. Then we take action on the plan. So it's pretty simple, but the person is the key ingredient. I've been through lots of different, lots of different businesses. I've done property management. I've done property sales and management. I've had my own salon. I was a deputy head of a big major London school of hairdressing. I've had my coaching business since, I actually took my diploma when I got divorced in 2005. I thought I might as well just do it because I'm doing it anyway, just get my diploma, 2005. And then I found a modality called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. And that really, really raised the game when I'm working with my clients, because a lot of people get stuck in this emotional subconscious block, and we don't know why and what's going on. And with the emotional freedom technique, the EFT, we actually don't need to know the reason. We just need to know that it's there. You can actually feel it, and then we tap it away, and the person is free to have more confidence, be less full of grief or guilt, or to be able to speak, do public speaking, all sorts of things. It's an incredible modality, and I love working with it. So yeah, so I now use that within my, when I'm working with my my membership group, my coaching, and with private clients as well. So, and in workshops as well, I do some EFT with the whole group. So yeah.
That is beautiful. Wow. Well done. Okay, so when you started, at that time when you before you found life coaching, you'd already been helping people to change their lives and improve their finances and, just be successful and get that transformation that need. So what was your mindset, when you started your business?
Oh my gosh. Well, which business?
Exactly.
When I first stepped out, I was 18. I didn't know any better. I just thought, I'm gonna work for myself. I'm fed up of working with this person, and it was like, okay, it's more. I've got my car, I've got my little car. I can, get around. I'd already been working with the company and doing fashion shows and photo shoots, and building up my client base and everything like that. So I thought I'm gonna head out there on my own and just use those contacts. But what I found was, it's all well and good doing the do and loving your work, but then it's all the other stuff of the business owner, finding an accountant, keeping your books, keeping your receipts. I had absolutely no clue as what I was doing. I just kept these bags of receipts, and I used to take them to the accountant once a year, and that was it. And he used to do all these figures and everything, give me a sheet and charge me for the privilege of putting my books together. So I was pretty green back in those days, but over the years you tend to know what your strengths are, and allow the people who can do their job better than you can do your job, that specific job, let them do it, and you pay them to do that, and you stick to your strengths of what you're good at.
Okay, but before you got to that stage of, understanding the business a lot more and, inviting team members and other people who can help you scale and grow your business, before you got to that point, how was, the day-to-day business processes? How was it? Was it really difficult? Did you have some challenges? How did you overcome that if you had some challenges, with the day-to-day processes?
Yeah, well, we always do, no matter what stage I've been at with all of my different businesses. The initial day-to-day was getting clients, and I found word of mouth was the most effective. I spent quite a lot of money on putting out leaflets and doing local ads, because back in the day there was no internet. It just didn't exist. I mean, it wasn't even, I don't think it was in anybody's mind to even invent it, but back then I don't even think it was in on Star Trek or anything like that. But it was actually getting clients, as we always do. Even to this day, it's always about the next client, you know, the next member. And how do you do that, and do that authentically and effectively? And word of mouth has always been the most effective. You know, it's like, well, I've done it. You've done a good job, Jen. I'm going to tell somebody else. Even with the coaching, it's like, you know, you always get recommendations, referrals, better, more easily than, you know, spending heaps of money. Sometimes you get campaigns that flop. Sometimes you get campaigns that are really successful. And depending on the climate as well, you know, if people are in a mood to spend money or not spend money, you know, it's getting that extra client, those customers. It's always been the, you know, the day-to-day difficulties. And keeping yourself focused as well is like another thing, because especially when you're a coach, you're expected to be on point all the time. You're there to inspire, you're there to motivate, you're there to be like the one that's doing it and making things happen. You can't, well, you're not supposed to show that you're failing in any way and you're flagging in any way. However, I found that actually being authentic around who I'm being, and having meltdowns and being real, has opened up, you know, it's opened up for people to actually approach me. Jen, I've been there, I've been where you're at, or I'm at where you're at, and you're getting through it. How are you managing to do that? I would love to work with you, because, you know, you seem to have it. You seem to be able to get over these things and get through the adversity. The other day you were down, I was there, and I'm still stuck, kind of thing. So can you help me? So being real and authentic, and I think especially with the internet and social media, we don't have to pretend that we're sitting in a news studio and be all formal and businesslike and, you know, and stiff, yeah, and formal. We can actually be conversational and be real and just say, hey, I've been through this, or there's a couple of tips I can give out today because I went through that a couple of years ago, and this is what I found really helped me. And it really does help people to have confidence, because people are fed up with the BS stuff and, you know, all the falseness. And, you know, they realize, I think a lot of people are realizing that sometimes people are out there just showing their good stuff, the good side, and when they meet them, it's like, you're completely different from how you are on the Instagram. You know, and I just try and be me. So when people meet me in real life, or when they meet me on social media, I'm exactly the same. So they have the trust that I'm not going to be something false, or they're not going to be able to connect with me in the same way. So yeah, I know I'm rambling on, I'm going all around the houses, but the day-to-day is always a challenge for a business owner. I think it's just life anyway. You do have your ups and you do have your downs, and it's having techniques to actually get through those downs, and then having people around you, having great support around you as well. You know, your team, your family, you know, your trusted friends, having people who are in your corner to keep you steady and keep you going when, you know, when things are tough. Because we're human at the end of the day, we're not machines. So yeah.
Definitely. So I mean, going through all of that and coming out of it, did that give you, you know, a pattern of life or a way of life that you had to create a routine, or do you do anything special, you know, to continue to have the shift that you want? Do you have a routine? Do you have something special you do to keep you in shape, consciously, you know, mentally, emotionally? What do you do?
Okay, so just a bit of I'm stepping back a bit. Okay, so there was a time when I was so really successful. Like, it was, money was coming in left, right, and center. Loads of customers. It was just going crazy. I didn't plan for the success. I just thought, you know, just tick along, and it was just like crazy. I was working till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, totally exhausted. It was, and then getting up at 6 in the morning to go again. It was just, and I was afraid of letting go, because supposing I lose my customers. And plus I was running my family at the same time. You know, my little ones, I had to deal with them, and the dog and the cat and the household and everything. Okay, so I had to sort of take a step back from that. I sold that business and got out of that. And then there was another time in the 2007 and 9 economic downturn where I almost lost everything. I beat myself up for weeks and months. I really allowed myself to really wallow in the self-pity, because there's no point in keeping that emotion in, just really wallow in it. And then one day I got up and said, hey, enough. I'm not doing this anymore. It's not serving anyone. It's not serving me, and I'm not helping anybody by doing this. So then I got back on my horse and I thought, right, there's got to be a way that you can be successful and stay successful and do it in a really calm and a relaxed way. There's got to be a way that, because I see all these people, you know, the Oprahs and the, you know, these big business people who've only got the same amount of time as I have, and yet they're running empires. So how are they doing that? So I got into my books. I got into Think and Grow Rich and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and read all of these books and found that some of the things I was actually doing with my clients already I was teaching them how to do, right? And then I put together the other things, the other principles together in a program. And then I started using that program for myself, like going through these 9 principles. I put 9 principles together and expanded my program to fit into the 9 principles. Started working with my clients with that. And then I found that using these principles, rather than a cookie cutter fit into the box, I'm going to do this every single day. Those basic principles, take those on, show my clients how to do the same. They're getting great results from the principles, and so am I. So do you know what you want to know what the principles are?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so the first principle, the first business soul shift principle, because I call them soul shift principles because they really get to your heart and soul. They really get in here, you shift something within inside, right? The first one is commit. Even before you look at your desire. So you've got to commit to the thing that you're trying to aim for. What is it you want? And who do you want to become? I've got like 5 magic questions that I use within the commitment principle. So who do you want to become? What do you want to have? What do you want to do? What it really excites you? Are you willing and are you able? So you really deal with the commitment. You visualize yourself being the leader, the business owner, the property mogul, whatever it is. You really think about, do you really want this? When you get there, how will it feel for you when you get there? Because that's one of the things I realized when I was super successful. I didn't plan for the success. So when you get there, can you actually just be happy being successful with your house and your car and the business and the accountants and all of that? Do you see yourself being really committed to get into that position? Okay, so then the next principle is your desires. So what is it you really truly want in 8 areas of your life? So you look at your money, your relationships, your home, because your home is really important. Your environment. If your environment's cluttered, you're going to, your subconscious is going to feel discombobulated, as my son would say. Really sort your home out, sort your money out, sort your fun and play, having some kind of leisure and pleasure. You need to factor that in as well, because that's one of the things I didn't do. Work all day long and no rest and recuperate and reset. You really need that time, okay? And then what else? Your spiritual and personal growth. 8 areas that you look at and really think about what you want in those areas, and then think about how you want to feel in each of those areas as well, and then be in that feeling. Be in those feelings, and then choose 1 or 2 of those feelings that you think about every single day, and you be in that feeling as if it's already happening. So it's like a bit of manifestation kind of practice. Yeah, a little bit of manifestation there. So you really feel as if you're already doing those things. Then the third principle is really look at your mindset, really believe. So look at what you're really saying to yourself, your talk about to yourself. What kind of talk do you tell yourself every day? You do something as you say, oh, you stupid idiot. It's all well and good you saying you've done this thing, yeah, and you're only telling yourself, but you're telling your subconscious that you're a stupid idiot, and it's hearing you, it's believing you. And your subconscious and your mind, your brain, doesn't recognize the difference between a truth and a lie. Whatever you tell it, it's going to believe. So if you're telling yourself you're a stupid idiot, well, it's going to believe it. It's like I tell myself I'm 36 and I'm nearly twice that. So it's like the body is saying, the brain is saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to be, oh, Jen thinks she's 36, so I'm going to act as, it's going to look at me 36. So yeah, so really think about your mindset. So look at the third principle is actually looking at your mindset and really believe that you can achieve. Yeah? Okay. Then the fourth principle is your values. Look at your values. Are you in alignment with your core values? A lot of people don't even know their values. A lot of people think that they know their values. And I go through this exercise where we have a grid and we pitch one value against the other, and we come up with the top 3 core values, and then we work with those 3 core values. I mean, there's 10 boxes, but all of them are valuable to you, but the top 3 really aligns you with your purpose, your mission, your message, everything that you're doing. It gets you up in the morning. They get you up in the morning. They keep you up at night. They're really your drivers that help you to keep going. Yeah. So we look at your values, and that's really important. Then we look at your plan. So we go into all sorts of different aspects of your plan. I call it creative, intuitive planning. We think outside the box. It's not just, oh, we're going to do a little plan and your daily thing. We're going to look at the kind of planning that will take your information from your desk to the other side of the world in a microsecond. Yeah, that kind of planning, thinking big and broad and audacious. Really, really, think about all the people that you can talk to, where you're going to get the money from, how much money do you need, can you beg, steal or borrow, can you plan the time that you want, when do you want to work? Do you want to work 4 days a week, just mornings, afternoons free? Plan your time for you. Not just because you're coming from a 9 to 5, you're going to still stick with a 9 to 5. Maybe you want to work from 4 to 10. It's your business. You can do what you want. So you really think about, your plan. Yeah, plan your people, your money, your resources, your marketing, and your management. So we look at all of that as the 5th principle. Then the 6th principle is decluttering. Get rid of everything that no longer serves you. All right, so you look at your space, as I talked about before. Make sure that everything is organized. Get rid of anything that you're not working on, it's not pertaining to your project. Yeah. Look at your people. Anything, anybody that's naysayers or distractions, such as social media. Look at your energy. Declutter your negative energy that's going on with you as well. So we do some EFT in that session as well. So it's like really get rid of your negative energy, declutter that. And anything that's not serving you, get rid of. Then you can start taking action on your daily habits. So your daily habits, now you know where you're going, you know what you want, you know everything, you've got your plan. So you set up your daily little bit of habit, little bit of something each and every day towards your goal. And that's how you make things happen. It's that little baby steps, build until you get where you're going. And it's never a straight line. It's always a wobbly line. You think you're going to go over there, and you see your goal, and you think, okay, and you start stepping forward, and then there's a big boulder in the way. It's like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But then it's something telling you that you need to learn some more, or your the universe maybe telling you that there's something missing, or is helping you to grow and stretch. Like the acorn, you've got to crack that acorn, you've got to grow through this pain that you've come across. So you have to do this task or do this mission or go back and learn some more. But it's not that you're failing. It is that it's just feedback. You need more. You need something else is missing, right? So so you do your baby steps. So that's how I get through every day, like my little baby steps. And sometimes I don't do them, but other times it's like, I'm just human, I'm human. So we just have to accept ourselves for being human. Sometimes you fall off the twig, and then you have to get back on the twig, which is why coaching is such an effective thing. Everybody has to have a coach. Even coaches have coaches, because when you're in the frame, you can't see yourself. It's all well and good me telling other people, yeah, you could do this, and I coach and I'm really effective. I mean, when you talk to my clients, they say, Jen, you're amazing. But for your own self, it's not really as effective to do, because you can always talk to yourself and say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week. And it's like, for your own self, you're not being as effective. So you really do need a coach. So so that's the 7th principle, is habits. And then the 8th principle is your connection. Connect to the world, connect with your message, take your message out to the world, and connect with your people, your joint venture people, your supporters, your clients, anybody that you need to connect with the world. Get out there and show that you are an amazing business owner who's got fantastic things to share with the world. You've got gifts, you're a genius, you're beautiful, you're You know, you've got something to make a difference in this world. So step up and get out there and connect with all the different people. And the ninth principle, just quickly, is, I know I'm going on, but I just want to get ninth principle in, is give and give. Okay, so give contribution, because giving contribution, no, first of all, it's a great tax break when you're giving money to charities and things like that, but it also tells the universe that you feel that when you're giving, you know that more is coming. Yeah, that you're quite comfortable, that you're feeling abundant. Then you give thanks every day. You tell the universe, thank you for that, and the universe gives you more. It's like, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And really appreciate people in your life who are helping you. Really appreciate the things that are coming your way. And that gratitude thing is just that thing that you can go to bed at night and think, yes, every night, thank you. I've had an amazing day. It's rained all day. I've been cold all day. I've had tech problems, but you know what? I'm grateful. I'm still alive. My feet are on the ground. I can hold my head up. I've got food in my belly, and I've got a roof over my head, and I'm in the top 5% of the world in terms of abundance. So yes, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. And then the third give is forgiveness, really letting go of the hurt and the pain and forgiving other people, giving forth love, giving forth letting go of all the, the wrongdoing that's been done to you, and that's going to be done to you, and letting go of the wrongdoing you have done, or apparently maybe you don't even know that you've done wrongdoing. So you let go of that, and it just gives you that freeing ability to just have a peaceful mind, a peaceful body, and just get through your business and your life. So those are my 9 principles that I work with, and that's what keeps me on track, and and keeps my clients on track as well. So yeah.
Really amazing. This is wonderful, wonderful tips that, everybody needs to know and understand and begin to use. They're really transformational. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing these wonderful tips. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Joke Timson is with us. Hello, my lovely. How are you, darling? Thanks for joining us. And thank you, Agnes, for joining us. So, yeah. A lot of people will usually catch this and replay. When you use this platform, it's really hard to invite people. Yeah. So now we're going on to the main topic. You've really given us so much. I mean, one of the principles you've just practiced that by giving us so much information, so much knowledge, so much tips and insight. That's going to help us if listening when people catch this and you begin to practice this, definitely is going to change your life. I can attest to all of those things you've said. Thank you so much for saying them again. Okay, so now we're going to go to, as I said, I mean, it's the beginning of the year, and a lot of people have had their resolutions, set their goals, and looking forward to a wonderful year. But unfortunately, just as it happens year after year, there are some key elements that we miss, when we're planning our goals, when we're looking forward to the success that we want as business entrepreneurs. So the 3 mistakes you said you're going to talk about that could stop people from achieving their success in 2019. Yes,
Well,
I'd like to dive right into that so that people know and then begin to take action so that they can overcome or avoid these mistakes. So what are the 3 mistakes?
Okay, so but I've probably touched on some of it going through the principles anyway, but the very first one, which used to be a problem for me, was being confused about what I want, because I'd just get into a panic and think, oh my God, it's beginning of the year, got to get the clients, just do the do and just do the thing every day. But really, it is about getting absolute clarity on what you want, what you really want, and just don't think about what you want day to day. It's about your long term, because you're on a journey. And so by the end of the year, you want to have X. By the end of 3 years, you want to have Y. And it's all about who you want to become as well in that time. It's all well and good being, it's just, doing the do, but you really have to think about who you are being while you're doing the do. So really get clear, sit down, take the whole of January for doing your planning, and really think about, and don't panic, don't get distressed, don't get distracted, really sit down and plan out who you want to become and what you want, really want. Get some really clear clarity around that, okay? And then in terms of the business as well, how do you want your business to look? and how many, what sort of, how do you want to leverage your business as well? It's all, you're doing your do each day, and do you want to have a team? Do you want to build a team? Have you got a team? Do you want to expand? Do you want to move to a brick and mortar office? Do you want to have an empire? Do you want to have thousands of people and members and clients? What do you really, really want? And see yourself in that position when you are thinking about your planning, so that when you set off on the road and you have your plan and you've got everything in order, you're clear about, this is my direction. So really have some clear direction. There's so many people that come to me who don't have that. They're just not clear. It's like, well, I don't know what I want, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't know how to change, and all of that kind of. So really sit down and work with yourself and think, okay, if I got this business to X, how would I feel about that? Do I really want that? Yeah. The second tip is, it's just not about just your business, but about your life as well. Because one of the things I've found over the years as well is that people don't plan in their life with their business. They think they're just their business, and the business comes first, and the business baby is got to be fed and watered and kept going, and and then they actually let go of not having enough time for themselves, not having enough me time, not having enough rest time. You get burnout, you get stress, all of that kind of stuff, and you don't factor that into your plan. So planning what you want for your life as well as your business. So sit down and think about what you want. So when you get to June and you're burnt out, you know why? Because you didn't plan to have some time out. Yeah. So plan from the get-go. I'm going to have every Sunday off. I'm going to have all the afternoons off. I'm going to take myself on a retreat every 3 months or something. But really have that, planning that time where you have a recharge time, and planning time with your family. How much time are you going to spend for your family, your children, your hubby, your cousins and uncles and aunts, and have some social time, yeah? And then planning time for just being on your own, yeah? Just me time, I don't want to be with anyone. And you find that you're actually more productive, because when the body's in stress all the time, it actually does less and less and less and less and less work. But if you release, you come back refreshed, and you actually can do twice as much work as well. So planning some time for your own self, yeah? And then lack of confidence. Now, the lack of confidence, everybody's got that, lack of confidence. Okay, so the only way to get confidence is to do the do. So don't sit there thinking, I know I should be doing Facebook Lives, and I know I should be going out networking, and I know, but I don't want to be doing that because it means I've got to expose myself to people, and I don't know what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm doing, and what's right, and I don't know how to, because I speak with a lot of ums and ahs, and I really don't care anymore, because it used to stop me from actually doing lives and doing things, right? And I thought the only way to get over it is to practice and relax. And you have to step up, do the first one of anything, do the first thing. And then you look back and think, all right, where can I improve on that? Rather than think, oh my God, I made a mistake, I was really bad. And, people are telling me that I used to belong to Toastmasters, and I had the record for, it's a group where you learn how to do presentations, and they're all over the country, all over the world. And you have to do your competent communicator certificate. So you work through 10 exercises in this book, and every time my ums and ahs used to get in the way. I had the record for 56 ums in one presentation. Somebody counted 56, and it's not been broken yet. Okay, so but it used to hold me back, and now I don't care. I just do it, and the more I'm doing the do, is the more I'm releasing those ums, and I'm actually focusing on my content rather than focusing on myself. I'm focusing on what do I want the people in the audience to actually go away with. My message is more important than my ums and ahs, and the more I'm doing it, the more the ums and ahs are like fading away. I've got a connection, David Daniels. I don't know if he minds, if he ever sees this video, but if he minds me talking about him. But he actually, I met him on a collaboration on an event. Okay, so David had no experience, and he was really, really shy. Okay, shy about, through his life he's been shy, and he has just published his first book. about being shy and doing Facebook Lives. So he started off being really nervous, and his videos were really dark. He didn't want to show his face. And now he's doing them on the spot, spontaneously, all day. And he's now written a book and self-published that book on his own, right? So the only way to do it is to do it. So don't think that you're going to get through 2019 staying the way that you were, because this is a year of new beginnings, right? We've had 7 years of clearing, you know, learning, getting rid of stuff. Now we're on a new 7-year cycle. So what we want to do now is new beginnings, and you're going to do things differently. You're going to step up, and you're going to get confident. Do your Facebook Lives, do your videos, do your blogs, do whatever it needs to get your message out there, because we are needed. We are so needed. Entrepreneurs are the only ones, I believe, that are going to change the world. Change the world. The religious people aren't doing it. The government isn't doing it. Education isn't doing it. The systems are breaking down, and we need to be in a strong position to help those people who are not awakened. They've got problems. They're getting confused. When the system crashes, we got to be strong to say, hey, you know what? I've got something to help you. I know I've got my product. I've got my book. I've got my system. I've got my service to be able to help you. And if people don't know about you, how can you help anybody? So you really got to step up this year. I want to see everybody coming to me and telling me, Jen, I saw your video and I'm stepping up. I'm doing 2-hour videos now. So, and last year I was so shy. So those are my 3 tips to really step up this year. Really think about your welfare, your care, factor that in so you don't get burnout, and plan for you being a success this year as well. Really sit down, take the time out, think about who you want to become this year and going forward for the next 7 years. Do you want to be that leader? Do you want to be the best PA? Do you want to be the best teacher? Whatever it is you want to be, really step up and success, and take on board my 9 principles as well.
Oh, wow, that is fantastic. Thank you so very much. I mean, really motivational and really inspiring. And I really like the tip about confidence and people going out there to do their thing, because only in the doing can you become visible, can you impact people, you know, can you show up and tell the world you're there, you're here. And I can really resonate with that. I mean, some people still ask me, I mean, people who knew me when I was younger, who even knew me, you know, growing, not just growing, because it came with me till later adulthood, that I couldn't speak, really shy. And,
oh, wow.
you know, and some people ask me, how did you get there? What did you do? What
Yeah,
happened?
look at you now.
So, and I can tell when I speak at events and things, I say something that, you know, one thing that makes me feel good is when people come back to you and say, oh, you helped me. I was able to do that presentation after all. It changed me. I was able to think about something and I did, you know, that simple impact that you make, the difference that you make in other people by you know, going out and showing up yourself and you know, just taking on the challenge. It's really huge. So thank you so much for talking about that, because a lot of people are still hiding behind, you know, themselves, behind their shadow, not coming out, and they've got great gifts. Like I tell to my tribe, I mean, there is no one who can give what you has to give. Only you can give that gift that's in within you, you know. So thank you so much for that. I know that you also have other gifts that, because we're going to be rounding up, other gifts that you can give. Do you have anything you want to talk about? Like you have a product or you have a service. I call them gift because all of these products and services that we give, that we have, that we make, that we create are there to transform other people's lives and give them the permission to be who they want to be. So do you have anything you want to promote with us or give to us, or, you know, or even, you know, yes. So what would you like to gift us?
Okay, that's actually beautiful. That's a beautiful sentiment. That's fantastic. I love that gifting idea. So I've actually got 3 things really quickly, but the main thing that I actually do is my membership, my Ignite Your Brilliance Inner Circle. So that is an ongoing subscription that people come on board, and we work through the 9 principles over time, and they actually get once a month they get private coaching with me for as long as that session will take. So sometimes I've worked with people for half an hour, it could be 3 hours, but they get one session per month to really deep dive into the principles they're working on and any of their blocks that they're working on. So I give them some EFTs if needed as well. So that's my inner circle, and that's freely available. If anybody wants to direct message me about that, and I can talk them through the process, and it's on my website as well, Jennifer Beaumont-Whyte.com. They can go to the website and it says join my inner circle. They can get the details on that. I'm actually stuck with the second thing because I've written a new book, a new little ebook, a little guide, and it's called The 5 Red Hot Reasons Not to Go Get a Job. I finished it, completed it, and I'm trying to upload it onto my website, ready for this video, but it's not done yet. So if anybody wants a direct copy, direct message me and I'll zap it over to them, or they can wait for me to put it onto the website. And the third thing is I've got a booklet that is not on the website at all, but if you want to have, you want to know about how to do EFT for your own self, I've written a little book about how to do the technique, why and whys and wherefores on it. And there's like 5 steps to doing effective EFT for your own self. So if you want that book, direct message me and I'll email it to you, and you can have that. It's a freebie anyway, but it's not on my website at all. So if you need that, if you want to clear your inner blocks, if you want to get rid of your, raise your confidence, if you want to get rid of guilt, if you want to even get rid of pain, headache, backache, jealousy, past life stuff, anything. It's really, really good for shifting that negative, the energetic charge around those negative emotions out of your body, and you can be free and, waffle on like me. Yeah, I love to do that. Oh, I forgot to mention my retreat in August to Barbados, 7 days in Barbados.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's basically, I'm working with Cordelia Jafar. The two of us are really, really work with to get well together. Yeah. You know Cordelia? I believe you know Cordelia. I think she's on your list. And she is a very calm, beautiful swan. She has this air about her that really brings you down, and you're like in this gorgeous place in her presence. And I'm the one that's all like, yeah, motivation, get up, make it happen. So between the two of us, we've been on each other's courses, and we put together the retreat for 7 days, where we blend both her body soul shift talk, body and her sweet talk, and my business soul shift principles. So when you actually leave on the 7th day, you will have transformed. It's called the Ultimate Soul Shift Retreat. You will change from the inside out. You will go on hikes and have yoga and massage and beautiful healthy food and be touring. So it's a really beautiful experience. And with the two of us working, Cordelia working on bringing your energy into a beautiful place, and me lifting you up to go and achieve. Between the two of us, you're going to come away with something amazing. So keep an eye out for that when we broadcast that as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is a beautiful combination. I mean, both of you are really, really amazing. I know that. I mean, that's really awesome. Great. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. That's really good. Nice. Yeah, we'll have to, a lot of people, when they watch on the replay, and remember, we also do transfer this and move this onto YouTube. So when people see this, they'll want to get in touch. So if you can leave your comments, leave your contact details in the comment section so people can get directly in contact with you. That will be really, really nice. Okay. So before we round up, what's your one word for people who just want to make it happen in their business this year, 2019? They've probably been struggling, or they just want to advance and improve, sales and outcomes in their business. What's your one word for them before we round up?
Oh, okay, my one word. It's literally one word: liberate. That is my word for this year. My son is a singer-songwriter, and he's written a song for me called Liberate, because of my journey. And liberate yourself from what's that, Bob Marley? Liberate yourself from something. I can't remember what he says. But you have to liberate yourself from your doubts and your fears. Liberate yourself from negative self-talk. Liberate yourself from staying where you're at. And this year, you're going to be free. You're going to rise up and you're going to make it happen this year. So liberate yourself.
Good. So that's it. liberate yourself from all the toxicity that
Yeah.
can keep you stuck, Like my son said to me, "Oh, mom, some people are toxic." I said, "How do you know toxic?" So all of those things that can keep you stuck, liberate yourself from, get yourself free,
Yes,
from them, and yeah.
I found it. Liberate yourself from mental slavery. None but
Oh,
ourselves
yeah.
can free our minds. That's the line in the song.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
That's
perfect.
it.
Liberate.
Free your
Mhm.
minds. Yeah. That's it, things like that. Liberation, freedom,
Mhm.
just own it yourself. That freedom to live the way you want to live, to be who you want to be, because you have all the power to achieve that. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Jennifer, for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for
Really, really
inviting me.
fun.
It's been
A
an
lot of people,
absolute honor.
so much to take away, so much to go, and I'm going to go back and watch and take in as much as I can. Thank you so much.
Thank
Really,
you. Thanks for the opportunity. And it's been
Sophia,
an
Sophia said
absolute honor.
that's really true. When you were talking about the principles, it's really true. So a lot of people really took the people who came on, and I'm sure the people who are going to come on the replay will take a lot of insights from what you've delivered tonight. Thank you so
Mhm.
very much. So
Thank you.
that's our Tell and Grow Your Business show, and I've had the privilege of having Jennifer Beaumont-Whyte on the show tonight. Okay, so until next week when we come back on the show, from me, Mutiat Adebowale, it's a beautiful bye, goodbye, and have a lovely rest of the day wherever you're watching, wherever you get to watch us in part of the world. Thank you so much. And from Jennifer,
Thank you. It's been an absolute honor and a privilege because I've seen the caliber of people you've had on your show, and I'm so blessed that I'm being, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Added to that list. So thank you so much for the honor of this.
thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone, everyone we bring on the show, regardless of where they are in their business, we know that they're wonderful people. As I said, no
Yeah.
one can give what you can give. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Regardless of who they are. So we really
Thank you.
appreciate anyone coming on our show because we know they're going to make that change, that impact, in people's lives. So thank you so very much for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
So it's bye from now from Muted at Dibowale. Bye.